Well, hi there, and welcome to Story Time with Glenn Johnson, the mayor of the city of Pullman. And in case you're just watching from out of state, we're in the state of Washington. And yes, we're all going through this COVID-19 sort of sequestering to our homes and things like that. And we have a great library here in the city of Pullman. It's called Neill Public Library. And as a consequence, they can't be open right now. They have to be closed down. But we are sort of delivering some books. But I thought during this time period, the mayor should read books to kids. And so we've been doing that. We had our first edition. We read 3 different books. We're going to do something different today. We've learned some lessons. We had a chance to practice a little bit. So today we're going to read about 3 books to you. And we want to make sure that you know that you can ask us questions too. You can actually request books if you'd like. Maybe you have a favorite book that you'd like to have me read. I'll be more than happy to do that. Some of you have been with me when we've read at Neill Public Library during the summer. We have a great time. Lots of noise, lots of fun. You know, when I grew up, the libraries were always, shh, be quiet, you can't do anything. Not Neill Public Library. Neill Public Library is a fun place. And once we get through this virus thing, we'll open the doors again, we'll have some fun again. But in the meantime, we're going to read some books to you. Now, first of all, remember what we do. We've got a hand wash, right? Now, if you're at home and you use soap and water, you want to make sure you sing happy birthday twice, right? And if your mom and dad are doing the hand washing, you can sing happy birthday to them twice, okay? They'll get it. And if you don't have hand washing stuff, you can use some, basically, sanitizer, hand sanitizer. So before we read, we're going to make sure our hands are nice and clean, and then we're going to do our thing. So you'll find out right at the end of this broadcast, we're going to tell you how you can send us questions and how you can send us requests. And after our first show, we actually had some positive response saying, hey, thanks for doing this. And again, we're learning lessons as we go. So we got 3 books today to read to you. Here's our first book. Sarah S. Brannen wrote it. It's called Bear Needs Help. Okay, here's our first page. And you can see this big bear there. Actually, it looks like a polar bear to me. And what do you see? It looks like a shoelace. One shoelace is untied. Have you ever seen a polar bear with tennis shoes? I haven't. Oh no. And the bear says, excuse me? Talking to all these over here. Looks like seals. But as soon as the bear mentioned that, look at what happened. The seals all jumped back in the water. Now there's a bunch of rabbits. Pardon me? And what happens? They all took off too. There you can see the tennis shoes and that one shoelace. Could any of you? And guess what happens there? Help me! And they all scatter too. That bear really needs help. Oh dear. There's a couple of birds there. Shoelaces again? Yep. Look at that. They helped the bear. They're pulling his shoelaces off. Guess what? Bear's happy too. Thank you. Remember, that's something we always say, right? Somebody helps us out, we always say thank you. They do something for us, we say thank you. Okay? All the shoes are off now. What do you think that bear wants to do? Dive into the water with all the shoes there, and the birds are waving goodbye. What do the birds say? He really needs to learn to do that himself. Bear's out there in the water. there's an even bigger bear. Excuse me? And that's the story of the bear needs help. I think you're going to like this one. The Wonky Donkey by Craig Smith. I was walking down the road and I saw, now look at all the things there. There's a bee and a bird and all kinds of neat things. A donkey. Hee-haw! And he only had 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs and 1 eye. He was a winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! Those big words right there. Let's say that together. Hee-haw! One more time. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. Yee-haw! He was a honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, he liked to listen to country music, and he was quite tall and slim. He was a lanky, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. Isn't this book fun? I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. You're going to say it real loud now. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, he liked to listen to country music, he was quite tall and slim, and he smelt really, really bad. He was a stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. And that morning, he got up really early and hadn't had any coffee. He was a cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. But the way your mom and dad are, if they don't get their coffee in the morning, I drink teas, and that's the same thing, sort of. I just get my caffeine that way. So I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelt really, really bad. That morning, he got up early and he hadn't had any coffee, and he was always getting into mischief. He was a hanky-panky, cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. Can you see that donkey getting into mischief? I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Say it well loud with me now. Ready? Here we go. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. That morning, he got up early and hadn't had any coffee. He was always getting into mischief, but he was quite good looking. He was a spunky, hanky, panky, cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. It's a good looking donkey. See, both of those have their sunglasses on. Yeah. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! Wasn't that fun? The Wonky Donkey. Don't Push the Button by Bill Cotter. Hi, my name is Larry. Welcome to my book. There's only one rule: don't push the button. Seriously, don't even think about it. It does look pretty nice, though. I wonder what would happen if we pushed it. No, we can't. We mustn't. Psst. No one's looking. You should give the button one little push. Oh, now I'm yellow. Push it again. Eek! Now I'm yellow and polka dot. Push it twice. Heck! Now there's two of me. Push it a bunch of times. Uh-oh. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of them. Shake the book to get rid of all of the extra Larrys. Almost. A little more. Okay, there we go. It says here to scratch Larry's tummy to get him back to normal. That tickles. Okay, much better. Let's not push the button again. But that was kind of fun. Maybe just a couple more pushes? The end. Well, thank you again for joining us for this Glenn Johnson, the mayor of Pullman. That's Pullman, Washington, reading books to you from Neill Public Library. They have some great books for all of you. And I know once we get through this COVID-19 virus, we'll have a chance to get back in the library and I'll get a chance to read story time again to you as we all sit around together. We'll get through this thing together. I want to thank Rob Larson, who's our photographer, and I think it's time for me to take a picture of Rob so he can actually see, okay, and you can see what he looks like. Because without Rob, we wouldn't get this thing done. And he's in our information technology department, so we want to thank you for that. And again, if you have any questions, you have some suggestions for books to read, let us know right here at Neill Public Library. Right? Thank you so much. See you next time.